Well, I'm ready to get back to camping and trail riding, but I've been blessed with 3 bee swarms that just showed up in the front yard, basically, and I had to get a few supplies and get them into bigger and better homes than what they were in. So I had to order some new bee frames and some foundation and get them all ready to go and into better houses so that they can make honey, and they are taking off. They're all doing great. I have actually had 4 swarms that all landed within 20 feet of each other, and you'll see them a little bit later on in their new homes and moving them out of the traps and into their new beehives. So I'm going to just buzz through this right quick and show you, basically, if you've never seen anything like this, don't know anything about honeybees, these are the frames and the foundations, and this is what the bees actually have inside their hive to build the comb on and to put honey and pollen and resources for them to live on into these frames. So you'll see basically what it is, what it looks like, how it works, and then hopefully the next video will be back to camping and cooking and riding trails. But until then, let's check out some bee stuff. This is a large beehive frame. There are small ones and then there's the big ones. This is usually down in the brood box, and these frames are the large ones. Pretty simple, right? I prefer the nails. Some people glue these together. I don't like having other chemicals inside the bee box, so I'll just put a nail in it, and it does get a nail in all 4 contact points, and I've never had one fail on me. So the grooves you see cut in these is where the foundation will slide into, and the foundation is what they actually build the comb on. You'll see that here in just a minute. You can buy these already built and ready to go, but personally I think you need the experience, and they are cheaper to build them yourself, considerably cheaper actually, but it's not rocket science. These are pretty easy to put together. 1 nail in each contact point and you're good to go. So buy them, build them, enjoy the experience. So you got the general idea of how the frames work, right? I mean, put a nail in it, put them together, put a nail in it. On the foundations, they come waxed, but it's never enough. I mean, and it's almost a joke. You just barely can't even feel it on your fingers. So I always like to add wax. So you put the frame in that little slot on the bottom, bend it just a little bit, and there's a slot on the top that it fits into. You pop it into place, it should slide just a little bit inside that frame, and then you know it's in place. So you got to build the frames, put the foundation in them, and then we're actually going to put beeswax off the other previous frames that have come out of beehives that I've got and that I've used, or that I've got from making honey. So you clean the frames back up, get all the other beeswax, all the honey, all that stuff off of them, off the other ones, and you save all that to melt down to add back to the frames and the foundations. That's what you see in that little crock pot melting. So let's speed that up and get you on through that. I just want you to see actually how it's done. Again, just something you need the experience doing. This smells amazing. So you just need a little brush, a little roller. This is what I've had and what I've been using. It does soak it up. Once the wax melts on the little foam, it is a great applicator. I go around all my corners, and then I just put a little bit in the center of it, but you definitely want quite a bit on there for the bees to use, and it just saves so much time, makes it so much easier for the bees to, and it will prevent them from drawing out wonky looking comb too. If you put extra wax on there, provide them, give them every little bit of help they can get, you won't have wonky comb. It'll be beautiful honey. It'll all be uniform, and it'll look great. So put some extra wax on your bee frames. Doesn't have to be in any certain order. They're going to move it anyway. They're going to form it, put it where they want it. So you just need to put plenty on there, kind of in the corners, on the sides, and in the middle, so that they have it all right there, and they will draw it out perfectly. So you can see there that there's quite a bit of wax on that frame for them to use and move wherever they need to move it to. So we're going to set it over here and let it dry, and just keep rocking right on through all the rest of them. There's 10 frames to a box, or to a hive. I usually back off from the 10 and put 9 in there and space them out a little bit more, and that gives them a little bit more room to build the honeycomb out, and it also prevents your frames from sticking together. It's just, it gives you more honey per frame. So let's get these guys changed over, and I'll show you exactly what was going on. These are all swarms that were just caught. They need to stay in the traps roughly about a week. They'll start bringing in resources. Then you can switch them over to the regular beehive like this. Now on this one, these guys have been in here for roughly about 2 weeks, and it is time to add a bigger box on top. They need more room. I don't think bees sleep. They work constantly. So I am going to just take the inner lid off right here, stick this box on this one, and let them grow. The one on the bottom is the small box. The one on the top is the larger frames. I had caught all these in a swarm trap, is the reason the small box is on bottom. The large box should be what is on bottom, but just the way it worked out, we're doing it like this. And those girls are ready to go. On to the next one. Look at all those bees. This hive is doing great. They calm down pretty quickly. Of course, whenever you mess with them, they do wonder what's going on and they come out to check it out. Nobody tried to attack me. Nobody tried to sting me. So we're going to put the other ones that was caught in the swarm trap last into this box. This is the third swarm that I caught, and they're still in the swarm trap. That's what we've got up here on the Hay-Dot blocks. So I've got frames in there. I'm going to take those out and put them in the center, and then I'll put the frames I just saw that you just saw me take out of that box. I'll put them on each side of it and give them room to grow and room to expand. So that is the small box. There's your base and the reducer for the entrance. You put an entrance reducer on there so that they have a smaller area to come and go, and it also gives them much more protection over their frame, over their honey, and over their home, because other bees can only get in and out through a small entrance. So they don't have to guard the whole thing. They just guard a little small entrance and exit there. So let's get them all set up here. We've got the base up there. Feels good, feels level. I try to set them where if it does rain, they get water in or whatever, it will drain out instead of going in to the back of the hive. Put the entrance reducer up there. Set the box on. Get it leveled up, squared up, situated correctly on the base. And here we go. This is quite a bit of work. You've got to enjoy messing with honeybees and check these bees out. So these were the bees that were out there in the tree that you saw me shake the limb on and down into this box. And I am going to move these frames. I've gave them time now to start building out the comb inside. They've started laying eggs. They've brought in other resources, and you'll see on the frames how they're working on them. You want to put the same front side to the same back side as they are inside of the trap. You don't want to confuse them and turn one frame one way, one frame the other way. Set them all back up just like they were in the trap there. Just moving them into a bigger box where they can grow more. Look at that. See how calm they are? Nobody's going crazy. This one's got a little bit of weight to it. You want to be gentle setting these frames down in there. You don't want to roll the queen and hurt her, damage her, or anything. You also don't want to have this open any longer, and you have to get it done. Don't be playing around. You don't want them to fly off. You want the queen to fly off. I have dropped the queen before on the ground and have to pick her up and put her back in the hives. And you know that because you see all the other bees go right to her and start forming a cover for her on the ground. That one's covered really well. Look at that. Look at that. See, they got a little bit of wonky comb on that one. But they're going to do great. And just try to ease the rest of them bees in there. The queen is in there because they're all going right on down, going into the house. So like I said, these hives are 10 frame. I'm running 9 frames to give them all a little bit of more room. So let's get the frames all situated and set in evenly where they are nice and tight but have a little bit of extra room. I'm going to add some new frames so they got room to grow. Put the inner lid back on.